I've been thinking about the following lately. And I'm talking to believers now. I'm talking to those that agree with Christ. Or better, even if you're not in agreement with Christ, but you are a believer, I'm talking to you now. There are too many of us. Listen carefully, I'm saying there are too many of us around for this Apollonistic BS that's haunting mankind to continue. I'm not saying that we, by our own strength and our own understanding, are able to stop this. I'm not saying that. But, hold on a minute. We have the Holy Spirit, right? We have the supernatural assistance of the Holy Spirit at our disposal. And the shadow government or the Apollonists only have the counterfeit. So how can those with the counterfeit be superior to those that have the original? Look, remember what happened with Apostle Paul and I believe it was Silas when they were in Macedonia preaching the gospel? Yeah, this spiked the spirit haunting them. Well, Paul cast out that spirit and there was retaliation. They were just in Europe at the time, because Paul was in Europe then, there were maybe, when Paul was doing that, were maybe 200 or less people around amongst the, I believe, 40 or 30 or 40 million that were around in Europe. I'm talking the Roman Empire had around 60 million or something like that. But anyway, for Europe alone, which was not very highly populated at the time, maybe 40 million people, 50, I don't know the exact numbers, but okay. There were only a few hundred folks around, men and women, that agreed with Christ. And the shadow government at the time, they lost it. The demons lost it. Today, only talking about Europe now, you have over 500 million people here. And there are millions that are born again, but they refuse to believe. They refuse to agree with Christ. Oh, let me do this math. So we're like maybe 40 million back then. Only around 200 maybe. They were really in agreement with Christ, because many of them that came to faith were still in bondage. For 200, the world was terrified. And today, you have millions of us walking around with potential. Some of us even have money at our disposal, and still those Apollonistic losers get away with oppressing mankind, with murdering babies, with performing pedophile rituals, committing terror crimes, committing terrorism and all of that. They get away with all of that, and people are in despair. Even some believers, while they only have the counterfeit and we have the real. They shouldn't be like this. Okay, I'm ranting now. Maybe I talk too much now. I don't care. Believers, there are too many of us around. Look, the world will rage. They will have their will against Christ, and they will destroy themselves. That's their problem. They've been doing that for centuries. But you, where you are in your environment, it cannot be that darkness can have its way at ease, and you're there. The fact you're there means darkness has to be troubled. It means shadow government has to be troubled. It means crime has to be troubled. Sickness has to be troubled. They have to be troubled. Demons have to tremble when you're around. If they're all at ease, having a relaxed time, and you're there, you need help very quickly. And for those that are in Britain, because I'm reflecting on Britain now, because I promised one of the believers I've spoken that I would reflect on Britain. Believers in Britain, please don't be distracted by Brexit, hysteria, and all of that. Do what you gotta do. Okay? Thanks. Me? I'm drinking this sweet wine now. Eating this dish over here. I came from work. I work full-time at the moment. I met with people last days. So I'm living. And I'm active now. If those Apollonistic losers, or the shadow government, or the Illuminati, or whatever everyone called them, if they were so powerful, why am I still alive? Healthy, walking around in victory. Don't let people trick you. Agree with Christ. Be at peace.